Happy Saturday, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. As I mentioned, it's Saturday, March 2nd. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. And in this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update for February 24th to March 1st. And again, this is just a high-level overview of all the most important news pieces that happened over the last week or so. It's not to go into deep dive details, and I try to keep these videos around 10 to 15 minutes in length. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say. The Canadian government is hiking the MJ regulatory fees in April. I mentioned this in one of my prior videos, but essentially it's not excise taxes. It's just the application screening and things like that for nursery license, microprocessing. So you can see here, this is done on an annual basis. So it's the annual regulatory fee, not the actual excise tax. Had a lot of people that were confused about that. But we should see hopefully some improvements to excise taxes soon. Also, pressure mounts on Biden administration to push through cannabis rescheduling as strategist claims it could be an election winner. This is something I've been saying for a while now. The whole reason why he probably got put in there in the first place was because of his promises with MJ, and then Dems took control of the Senate, definitely because of their pro-MJ stance, in my opinion. And this could trend could continue into other political campaigns as well, and maybe even to his campaign here this presidential election year. So it's going to be an interesting time. We'll see if they continue to lean on that. Also, congresswoman tells DEA to reject any argument that MJ rescheduling would violate international treaties. So essentially, they're saying rescheduling to Schedule 3 would not. So this is great news. And then ultimately, I think Schedule 3 is the most likely scenario. Should get that announcement some point between now and the end of April, in my opinion. Could be later, but I think that's the most likely scenario. And then I think descheduling is ultimately where we will go. If you remember, German lawmakers just basically descheduled from the Substances Act. So that's a little bit of a clue that, Canada, full-blown federal legalization at the federal level, they were able to get it done with lawmakers. But in the U.S., as we know, Congress is pretty divided, and there's a good chance that they may not get anything done through a bill right through Congress. So the most likely scenario, I think, and a bit of a clue, is Germany, right? They just descheduled it, and that it would effectively legalize it. So I think that's the most likely scenario. We're probably not going to get any Congress, movement. I don't think we're going to get any bills that are going to legalize it at the federal level. I think the most likely scenario is we get descheduling as the most likely outcome, and that would effectively legalize it as well. And even Elizabeth Warren said that in a late night show. I posted a video on that there's two ways effectively, right through Congress. She said we don't have a fully functioning Congress, essentially. She's part of the problem. And then, obviously, after that, she mentioned descheduling it. So I think that's ultimately where we'll go, but it'll be an incremental approach where they'll just reschedule it first, and then they'll deschedule it. Also, Good Supply, which is a brand of Tilray, launches new juiced MJ pre-roll multi-packs across Canada. So these are going to be pretty sweet, in my opinion. Can't wait to try these. New juiced cherry on top blunts duo. So they have Cosmic Cherry, Watermelon Chew, and Blue Burst. So I'm definitely going to be trying these out. Can't wait to try some of these new products. Also, MJ Reit, Innovative Industrial Properties, IIPR, posted $164.2 million profit in 2023. So they came out with their earnings. You can check that out. I didn't actually cover them, but you can check it out. The press release for more details on that, but definitely an impressive report. Also, Nevis Brands provides corporate update, begins sales of Major in California, and they're in Washington as well, Missouri, Ohio. I actually spoke with somebody over the weekend here, and I'm actually going to be potentially reviewing or interviewing the CEO of Major. So I'll keep everybody, or Nevis Brands, I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'll get, and I think, what was his last name? Bell, was it something like that? John Bell or something like that. Used to work for Canopy, and now he's on the board of Nevis Brands. So I'm going to be potentially interviewing the CEO here in the not too distant future. If anybody has tried these products, let me know. Hearing lots of great things about it. I personally haven't, but trying to incorporate more interviews on the channel as well. And then let me know if you have any questions as well. I'll probably post another reminder about that later on as well once we confirm the date. Also, Cresco Labs to report fourth quarter and annual 2023 financial results on March 13th, 2024, as earnings season continues. Also, study finds that THCV increases energy and motivation without the munchies effect. So this is pretty sweet. Like I said, we're seeing more and more research, more and more studies being done, and we continue to just, find more and more breakthrough information. And this is only tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. Also, Tilray provided an international MJ update on milestone of German cannabis legalization. So just key points here. They're a global leader in legalized medical and adult use cannabis markets and medical cannabis across Europe, with a leading market share in Germany. Tilray is bullish on the positive paradigm shift that the new German drug policy creates for the future of MJ in Europe. So they talk about the German medical market opportunity equates to about $3 billion, while the European opportunity could represent a powerful growth market consisting of around $45 billion medical market alone. Our presence in Europe allows Tilray to grow our brands globally from a base of 700 million people in Europe, which is twice the population of the US. So I encourage you to check out that entire press release if you want to read that in its entirety. Also, the Canadian federal cannabis tax revenue outpaces beer and wine. Imagine that. So I think we know that the feds are due for a spring release here with the update with regards to the MJ Act. So I think we could see some improvements to excise taxes in the not too distant future. I think Organogram said they paid like a third of the revenue went to excise taxes. Also, Aurora partners with Script Assist to provide better access to UK medical cannabis, and they also completed their final repayment of their convertible senior notes, representing $465 million in total repayments since 2021, and operations are now debt-free. So that's great to see, and as we know, Aurora definitely more of a medical company now. Also, Grow Generation schedules fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings release conference call for March 13th, 2024. And then we had Mitch McConnell to end long-term 17-year tenure as top U.S. Senate Republican. So he will no longer be leading. He'll still be in the Senate. He just won't be the GOP Senate leader, which is great to see because he's a MJ medicine of the future hater, natural medicine hater. So out with the old and with the new. Hopefully somebody more progressive joins and takes on the leadership role there for GOP in the Senate. Also, Green Thumb Industries reported fourth quarter and full year 2023 results. So I did a video on that. You can check that out. But essentially, they were pretty good earnings overall. And then in terms of Trulieve, they reported their earnings, and the major takeaway from that was they had received $113 million in 280E tax refunds. And I think this is going to be something that we'll continue to see the rest of the operators do as well. And they had a big beat in terms of their recent Q4 2023 It was Q4 2023 and full year 2023 results. And they had a big beat on that as well. I just posted a video on that. You can check that out. Also, it looks like Virginia is inching closer to full-blown adult use. So lawmakers okay adult use, but will the governor sign off? So this is something we'll be keeping an eye out for as well. But watch for other MSOs to follow suit with the move that Trulieve has been doing, trying to get those 280E tax refunds. But as we look towards rescheduling, as we know, if we get rescheduling to Schedule 3, then it won't matter at that point. Once it gets enacted, then overnight, probably late 2024, I would say more than likely 2025. If we get it rescheduled, there's going to be a 6-day comment period. So it'll probably be the end of this year, if not 2025, and then 280E goes away, and then no big deal, right? So like I said, they reported fourth quarter and full year 2023 results, and I already did a video on that, so you can check that out, but they did have a big beat there in terms of revenue and EPS, but still came in at a loss. Also, MSO Verano reported record revenue and a net loss for 2023. So you can check out their report as well as earnings season continues in full-fledged. It's all over the place here. So there's tons of, I can't dive into all of them. Can't do videos. I wish I could do videos on every single one, but Kronos Group reported 2023 fourth quarter and full year results as well. So this is going to be an interesting outcome with this company. I'm going to potentially call out, I would say the more likely scenarios that they get acquired. Or they merge with another company. Altria, obviously a big backer of this one. They're sitting on a boatload of cash. It was like close to $1 billion worth of cash. Yes, $862 million. So overall, we need more consolidation in the space, and I've got some information here with regards to another company going insolvent in just a moment. Grown Rogue reported fiscal 2023 results as well, so you can check that out. And then here's what I was referring to. BZAM obtained creditor protection to pursue restructuring and sales process. So I did a video on this as well. Essentially, they had cumulative losses and just basically bit the bullet and said, we're gonna have to go through the creditor CCAA arrangement. So essentially they're going to be looking to liquidate their assets, and the stock lost like 90% of its value in one day. Essentially, shares are worthless. It was up a little bit, so if you still hold their shares, you can salvage whatever you can. But essentially, just like fire and flower, it'll eventually, all the shares will lose all their value, and then they'll be delisted from exchanges. So more consolidation needed in the space, and this is an example of that. And I would say that even more is probably coming soon. But the companies in Canada that weather the storm and make it through all of this uncertainty and brutal time that we're in, with all-time high, insolvencies and bankruptcies, and it's definitely going to separate the men from the boys and the girls from the women, and it's going to really, like I said, the companies that survive this in Canada are going to be absolute global powerhouses, in my opinion, and there'll only be a handful that are going to be top global companies, in my opinion. Also, New York governor calls on websites to stop promoting unlicensed weed shops. So as we know, in New York, there's tons of them. And this is something I'm surprised they even let it go on this far, but it's looking like they're finally starting to, you're hearing more and more about it. They're trying to crack down on that. So I think that trend will continue as well, which will only benefit the legal market even more. Also, High Tide to announce first fiscal quarter 2024 financial results. So that's going to be for the quarter ended January 31st, 2024. And they're going to be reporting after financial markets close on Friday, March 15th, my birthday, 2024. So interested, I'll definitely be covering these ones. We'll do an earnings prep video at some point, more than likely as well, in the not too distant future. Also, moreover, SNDL to announce year-end and fourth quarter 2023 financial results on March 21st, 2024. So that'll be for results ended December 31st, 2023, and that'll be before the market opens on March 21st, 2024. And then webcast and conference call, 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on March 21st, 2024. And then was there a conference call? Let's just see here So following the release, High Tide will host a webcast with Raj Grover. And this will be 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, March 18th as well. Last but not least, Hawaii Senate panel approves MJ legalization bill, sending it to the floor vote expected next week. So again, game theory continues to play out. We see Germany, we see the rest of the EU likely following suit. The US well on its way to potentially rescheduling and then even descheduling, which would effectively legalize it. Canada over 5 years now. It's just a matter of time. Over half of, basically half of the states in the US are now adult use with, almost 3/4 medical use. So it's just a ticking time bomb at this point, right? We know it's a matter of when, not if. And at this point, I'm just grateful to be here experiencing it all, right? It's only ever going to happen once. The U.S. is only going to ever legalize it once. So we need to change our mindset, just be patient, continue to accumulate. That's what I've been doing. Obviously not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I'll never tell you that I'm not a financial advisor, but I will continue to buy these rock bottom prices. And to be honest, I kind of hope it stays a little bit lower until the crypto alt season and bull market is over. And then once I rotate those crypto profits, hopefully into more beaten down MJ, and then I'll be ready for full blown MJ euphoria. So I think MJ could be the best performing asset class over the next few years ahead. Once crypto and big tech starts to enter a bear market, which I think will last more than likely a couple of years, if not more, then I think is going to be when we will see MJ really start to take the spotlight and really start to heat up, no pun intended. All right, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let me know what you think of this news. What was the most important one in your opinion? What one stood out to you the most? Going to end it there. Again, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again on the next video.